Hi, my name is Samantha Kuzma, and I am the Aqueduct Data Lead at the World Resources Institute. Today, I'm going to show you how you can run a customized cost-benefit analysis using aqueduct floods. Before we see the tool, let's just quickly go over the calculations that power it. Our cost-benefit analyzer, or CBA for short, assesses the economic feasibility of investing in flood protection infrastructure. Specifically, it estimates the cost and the benefits of building dikes and levees, so gray infrastructure, to protect urban assets against riverine flood risk. So how do we calculate these costs and benefits? Well, let's start by looking at the costs. And within the costs, we are including everything from the cost to build the infrastructure to the cost to run and maintain the infrastructure. And our calculation really starts with this construction cost factor. This is a country-specific factor that's essentially estimating how much it costs to construct infrastructure in a given place. So, for example, in the United States, we estimate that it costs around $7 million per meter depth per kilometer length to build a dike or a levee. And once we establish this cost factor, we then multiply it by the dimensions of the proposed infrastructure. And you can imagine that the stronger your proposed infrastructure, the more flood protection it provides, the bigger that infrastructure needs to be and the more that it's going to cost. So those are the essential costs to actually construct the infrastructure, but we also include the cost to operate and maintain the infrastructure throughout its lifespan. And those are all part of the final cost calculation that you'll see in our tool. So moving on to the benefits, within our tool, benefits are really representing avoided damage to urban assets. And the calculation for this is fairly simple. So first, we are calculating the expected annual damage with no adaptation in place, right? So what do we expect the risk to urban assets to be with the infrastructure as it currently stands? So once we run that calculation, we then rerun the calculation, but this time including the new adaptation, so that increased level of protection. And essentially, we are subtracting these two things. So the difference between these two scenarios really becomes our benefit, right? The avoided urban damage through intervention.